Right now at 6, KCOY 12 continues to follow breaking news. A fire threatens the Old Lompoc Mission and triggers a massive evacuation.
We needed to get out, so I grabbed the dogs and the cats and got out.
Central Coast News has team coverage as firefighters try to get the upper hand on the flames. KCOY 12 Central Coast News at 6 starts right now. We continue to follow breaking news. You're looking live at a fire burning in the Lompoc area that is threatening La Purisma Mission. The fire started about 1:30 off of Burton Mesa Boulevard. Officials say it has potential to do a lot of damage. Fire crews are hitting it hard from the air and the ground. About 120 personnel are on the scene. There are mandatory evacuations for 1,400 people in the Sabeta Canyon, Gypsy Canyon, Tularosa Road, and Mission Hills area. 400 acres have burned so far. Rather, 300 acres have burned so far. 300. Structures are threatened, but none have burned to this point. La Purisma Mission has been evacuated. It's being called the Mesa Fire. We have team coverage of this event. Natalie Tavidian is live at the evacuation center for us. But we're going to begin with Juanita Adame, who has been on the scene of this fire since it broke out this afternoon. Juanita has the very latest for us. What have you learned today, Juanita?
That's right. I'm here in the Mission Hills parking lot, and you guys can kind of see the smoke here behind me. Now, I have Captain David Zanaboni here with the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office, Santa Barbara County Fire Department, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the updates on what's going on with this fire. So, Captain, what do you got for us?
Well, right now, the Mesa Fire, is about 300 acres. It's an estimated to be 300 acres. We have 200 firefighters on scene fighting the fire. We do have some containment. It's 55% contained at this time. And right now the weather is really cooperating with us. We have light winds out of the northwest. The temperature's dropping. Relative humidity is coming up. It's going to, increase even more during the evening. And we're making really good progress on the fire. We have lifted some evacuation orders in the Mission Hills area here, but we still do have evacuation orders in the Sabeta Canyon and Tularosa Road areas. So those will probably stay in effect through the evening.
Okay.
But right now we've released all of the air tankers, and so we're mostly fighting the fire on ground right now. We still have a couple of helicopters still.
Now, is the fire still moving in the northeast direction?
Yeah, the main fire is not really moving that much anymore. They have a good retardant line from the air tankers around it, and they're doing a lot of good work with the bulldozers as well.
Okay. How many bulldozers would you say are up there?
Oh, geez, we had 6 on scene earlier. There may be more now.
Okay. And any idea of when this might be fully contained?
I think we'll see full containment by morning. Okay. Let's hope.
Okay, so you guys are going to keep crews out here throughout the night?
We'll have crews out here all night long for sure.
All right.
Yeah, we'll be out working on it all night tonight and throughout the day tomorrow as well.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, Captain.
You're welcome.
So that's what we got here, you guys, from Lompoc. I'm going to send it back to you.
Encouraging news from Captain Dave Zanaboni from Santa Barbara County Fire. Again, to recap, he says 55% containment now. That is new information within the last half hour. 300 acres have burned. They have increased the amount of crews that are there. They had 120 just about an hour ago, and now they've increased to 200 crews out there. No structures have burned, but some are still in some potential danger, and they are certainly doing their best to get this thing out. You did hear some evacuation orders have been lifted, but some others remain in place for certain neighborhoods and homes that are close to the fire. The Red Cross has a shelter in place at the Trinity Church of the Nazarene in Lompoc, and that's where we find Natalie Tavidian with more. Natalie.
Scott, those evacuations started at about 2:30. We did hear that more than 1,000 people were affected, and I did speak with some people that were leaving their homes, taking their belongings, their animals, and some people told me they were going to stay with family and friends. But if people don't have anywhere to go, they can come here in Lompoc and stay at the Red Cross's evacuation center. I am here with Clara Vonins right now, and she has some more information about the evacuation center. So, Clara, what do people need to know if they need to come here, and how long are you guys going to be here for?
Yep, so we're going to be open as long as the evacuations are going on. All they have to do is show up at 500 East North Avenue, which is the Trinity Nazarene Church.
And Where do people take their animals?
If people have small animals, they can take them to the Lompoc Animal Shelter at 1501 West Central Avenue. If they have large animals, they need to call the number 805-681-4332.
And Clara, as of now, do you know if the Red Cross will be here overnight?
As of now, I don't have that update, no.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Clara. So a viewer did send us some of that video that you're seeing over here, and that was taken near somebody's home. So that's how close it is to homes. We did hear that some homes have been threatened, and we did talk to people just leaving and other people who were watching the fire from a further distance.
We got a reverse 911 from Sheriff Bill Brown that said that we all need to evacuate. So I came up here on Rucker and to help my husband's father, my father-in-law, and 2 of the daughters evacuate 6 or 7 dogs, 3 cats, 2 turtles, and my father-in-law who's in a wheelchair. So we were told to get what we can and leave as soon as possible, and they'll let us know when to come back.
It'll be taken care of. It always is. Just a little scare. This time was bigger than usual. They haven't had one this big in who knows how long.
So some businesses have also been evacuated, and people who don't evacuate are asked to call the fire department. And again, if people have small animals, they can take them to the Lompoc Animal Shelter, or large animals to Santa Maria, and they have to call the animal control. That hotline is 681-4332. Live in Lompoc, Natalie Tavidian, KCOY 12 Central Coast News.
Natalie, that gentleman you spoke with on the roof there was confident that this fire would be put out. What is the overall mood, would you say, of the people that you have spoken to who have been evacuated so far?
Scott, I would say that a lot of people are hopeful. They tell me that they have their fingers crossed. They're hoping that the fire is contained quickly, but a lot of people that I did talk to are worried and a little afraid for their homes and taking away as many valuables as they can out of their homes.
Understandable. Everybody's trying to get their valuables, trying to take care of their animals. We heard the number referenced a moment ago for large animals. We've also been told the Elks Rodeo Grounds will be a place to take large animals as well. Natalie, thank you very much. We also did receive word from the Valley of the Flowers United Church of Christ in Lompoc's Vandenberg Village. They tell us that they are open to anyone during the evacuation. All right, we want to get the latest on the conditions now that can contribute to this fire. We did hear Captain Zanaboni say a moment ago that they are favorable for fighting this fire right now. Let's go to our First Alert Weather Center, Jason Stiff.
Yes, fortunately, they could be a lot worse, so they aren't too bad. We still have a lot of sunshine. Fortunately, not the hottest day. Today's high in Lompoc, just to the west of where this fire is, was 68. It's currently 66 degrees. The wind 13 miles an hour out of the west-southwest. And as he had also mentioned earlier, the humidity will be rising as the marine layer pushes back on shore. This is one of the higher wind speeds around the region, but fortunately, everyone below 15 miles an hour. Temperature of 66 is one of the cooler temperatures also around the region. Today's high in Paso was 105, and right now it's 97 degrees. And as you can see, the humidity higher right along the central coast, certainly higher at Morro Bay, but 64%, that is a good thing. Now, as we look at the upcoming 24 hours or so, we still expect increasing clouds overnight tonight. The wind will be decreasing with overnight lows around the Lompoc area in the upper 50s. Then tomorrow, once we break through the low clouds and areas of fog, we'll have some sunshine, and the temperatures will be rising to higher levels than today. Lower 70s for us, and the wind still 10 to 20 miles an hour. But as we heard earlier, they are hoping for containment during the overnight or early morning hours as well. Looking at future casts, we do expect that wind in the Lompoc area to stay lower than 15 miles an hour for most of the night as well as much of the day tomorrow. Some wind gusts up to 20 miles an hour are a possibility, but we do expect most of the strong wind to be further away from this fire, which is very good news for us. Also good news, we have moisture that's circulating toward the central coast. More details on our chances for wet weather, which will certainly come in handy with our drought conditions and fire conditions in my First Alert weather forecast.
All right, Jason, thank you. That is all encouraging news. Lower wind speeds, some potential cloud cover as well, as they will be working on that fire overnight. Appreciate that. Thank you. We will have more fire coverage as we continue here on KCOY 12 Central Coast News at 6 o'clock. You're looking at a live picture here of the Mesa Fire near Lompoc. We'll be right back.
Live, Paula Lopez, Scott Hennessy, meteorologist Jason Stiff, and Mike Clan Sports. KCOY 12 Central Coast Local News, live at 6.